Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here. On today's video we are just going to be doing a relaxing clean with me on I know it's coming out on a Friday, but I did this on a Sunday, and so it was a relaxing clean with me, watering the plants, and I have a little recipe, and so we're just gonna jump right in. And what I'm doing here, they're called morning rounds. So I had them at the hospital and they were super delicious. I know hospital food sucks, but hey, they got one thing right, and that was the morning rounds. But I couldn't find them anywhere for sale. So I thought, what if I try to recreate the recipe? And so I found one online, but I tweaked it a little just because I wanted to try it my way, and so that's what I was doing. So first off, I just bloomed the yeast. I'm using active dry yeast, and so I'm just gonna put that in the required amount of water and sugar, and I'm just gonna let it sit to activate the yeast. And I'm also gonna soak the blueberries. I'm using dried blueberries for this. Like when I bake, I hesitate to use fresh because they bleed into your pastry. But also at this time, all I had was dried blueberries, so that's what I was using. So I'm gonna soak those in water, and while I do the dishes, the yeast will be activating and the blueberries will be softening up a little. So that's what I did there. That's how I got started. I know the video just kind of jumps right into it, but that's what happened. I woke up in the morning and I decided, hey, I would like to make some sort of blueberry rounds or morning rounds. And so while I was cleaning, I just let that get ready, and just a quick tidy up, nothing crazy.
Countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Yeah, we only get one life, I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today, and I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade, feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the
I had a lot of dishes, and so this is obviously taking a while, but that's just as well because the yeast and blueberries are doing their thing. But obviously, like I had said to you guys in an earlier video, I try to clean up the night before when I go to bed, but I don't always do it, and usually on the weekends I don't even do it because my son's not going to school, and so we sleep in a little bit. Now with the baby we're not really doing a whole lot of sleeping in, but we try. So that's why there's so many dishes. They're actually from last night's supper. And so yeah, also does it say something about the number of times, what does it say about me, the number of times that I use my pressure cooker in a month? Anyone else or just me? I remember I used to be super scared of pressure cookers because one actually exploded when I was a little one. Like, it was outside. But anyway, so that scarred me for a good amount of time before I could trust a pressure cooker again. But now that I have, I use it quite a bit, and it cuts down on cooking time, and I actually really like mine. It's pretty stylish. I know kitchen utensils aren't really stylish, but mine is. And if you guys like, I can link it down below in the description. But I just thought it was funny how many times I reach out for it. I'm adulting. It's official.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sunshine in the day. About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts.
I'm just doing a quick tidy up of my counters. I am just wiping that down with a wet microfiber cloth. Now, I could have used some sort of cleaning solution, but because I was about to start kneading dough on the counter, I didn't want any residue on there that could transfer onto the food. And the counters really weren't bad. It was just crumbs and things. And like I said, this is not a deep clean, so I can see that stain on the stove. Don't worry, I didn't miss it. But I'm just clearing the counters. I'm not doing anything thorough. I will get to that later.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can.
Alright, this yeast is nice and foamy. It's alive, and so we can proceed with the rest of the recipe, which is just flour, cinnamon, and the dried fruit. The reason and I also don't measure my cinnamon. I just eyeball. Me making recipes can be frustrating for a good number of reasons. One being that I don't really do any quantities. Oh, and salt. Always put a little bit of salt even in your sweet treats to balance out the flavor profile so you're not just so one note. And also avocado oil. That wasn't in the recipe. However, I do like adding a little bit of oil to my baked goods as it really helps with the texture of them. Start out with a spoon, and then I'm going to knead it for a good long while. Now, you guys, don't worry. I paid attention to the quantities that I put in here, so I will put it down in the description box if you would like to follow or try this recipe. I'll put that down, so don't try to kind of guesstimate what I'm doing. And in the kitchen, as always, your hands are your best tools. When you touch your food, you can feel the texture and all that stuff. So anyway, this should be a slightly sticky dough, but not like overly sticky. If it's too sticky, please add more flour. And also, my first mistake, those blueberries, I should have soaked them the night before because they were still hard and they kept poking out of my dough. But you know what? Next time I make this, I will adjust that. And I mean, all things in the kitchen is trial and error. Once you knead it and it's get that nice smooth texture, just put it somewhere warm to proof. About an hour and a half, depending on the temperature of your house. So I just put it in the oven and I turn on the light, but I don't actually turn on the oven, just the light, and that is warm enough to kind of let it proof. On to the next thing. While that is proofing, I just decided to quickly tidy up our dining area. So My son started helping me clean up his toys, and then halfway through he just kind of walks away, and it's me who's cleaning them up. So that's how we do sometimes too. And so we're just gonna pick this up, and look what I found. Some cute pictures. I'm gonna frame these up. But doesn't he look cute, you guys? It's it's really awesome. I love looking at his old picture. And see there, he just walked away because, well, this is none of his business, even though he's the one who was playing with all these train tracks. It's my business to clean them up, and, well, I guess I am cleaning them up. But yeah, it's just a quiet, relaxing kind of day. No pressure, no, tasks or lists. Just, I honestly did whatever I felt like doing, and yeah, that was it.
Something different about us. We're pouring cup after cup after cup. Yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so messed up. Even if what we're doing is bad, there's so many emotions. Sharing stories that we never had, yeah, none is real. I think we're searching for reasons not to be like them. We fly around like paper planes. They never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about us. There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about the way we are. Heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. You miss the ones you know. I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're. River's gonna cry when you're gone. Hey, I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees, 12 years old, feel the wind and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when And we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
So everything is nicely picked up now, and as you can see in a little bit, I've already made dishes, and that's just how it goes, especially when you're cooking from home. You clean your kitchen and then you kind of mess it up again, but wouldn't have it any other way because, like I said, I like to cook. And so yeah, my son's just relaxing and everybody's just kind of settled in for Sunday.
This old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
So the dough for the morning rounds hadn't risen quite enough. You wanted to double in size. So I still had quite a bit of time. So what I decided to do is come into this guest bathroom and tackle it. And I like to call it my orchid bathroom because this is where I keep all my orchids. And so I just kind of decided to come and tidy this up a bit while I had a little bit of time. As you can see, the toilet and the sink particularly need some help. But also the mirror, I couldn't get a good enough shot showing you kind of how grimy it was, but it was so bad. So we're just gonna clean that up a bit. So the reason the orchids do really well in this room is that there's brief morning sun that's filtered because of the privacy screen on the window, but they love it in here. For watering, every other time I need to water, I will just do a quick sprinkling like I'm doing now. However, like every other time, I will soak them in water for about 30 minutes. And if you get any water on the crown, please wipe that off because it could result in crown rot. But anyway, I don't know how to explain it. So let's say, for example, and it varies because I wait until they the medium dries out a little. So if, for example, I did water today with just sprinkling them with water, the next time I do it, it's going to be with soaking them in water. So every other time I soak them in water for 30 minutes and let them have their fill, and in between that, just kind of a quick sprinkling of water. But I don't know, they seem to love it, so it's working. And my orchid in the middle actually gave me two keikis, like two little babies, and the third orchid, the tiniest one in the pot, was actually a keiki or baby from the one in the purple pot. So anyway, we'll see. And that one was a rescue, the one in the purple pot, so I was really happy when it's actually thriving now, and I'm hoping it'll bloom for me any day now, I hope. So in this recipe, I made a couple of mistakes, and first was not soaking the raisins enough, and the second is right here. I didn't let the dough rise enough. I was kind of in a hurry. But anyway, I'm just portioning it into 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna roll them up into balls and then roll them out and put them on the baking tray. Now that was my third mistake. I didn't spray the tray, I didn't put any flour down, I didn't put any parchment on, and sure enough, they did stick. So yeah, avoid those mistakes if you can. But like I said, I was just trying this recipe, so error is allowed, and that's the thing with the kitchen, like nothing ever goes perfectly, and if you expect it to, you're just frustrating yourself. So yeah, just gonna roll them out a little and then put them on that tray, and they need to have a second rise. So back in the oven with the light turned on for their second rise. There they are, nice and puffy. Also didn't let that go long enough. Baking at 375, and it was for about 10 minutes, and then flip them and do another 5. But you'll see shortly I'm trying to flip, and because I didn't oil it or grease or put parchment down, it got stuck. So don't do that. Regardless of the sticking, they actually did come out really nice and puffy, and you're supposed to let them cool for a little bit, but I wanted to try it right away, and it was so good with a little bit of butter, salted butter, really good. Okay, you guys, this is really good. Really good. Tastes just like the one I had at the hospital, but that one was raisins, not blueberries. Next time I'm definitely going to put some parchment on the tray so it doesn't stick and get like this when I try to flip it. But I mean, you can just put it this way, nobody will know, but really good. I think you could also use a little bit more sugar. The hospital ones were a tad bit sweeter than this, but overall this recipe was a success. What do you think, Amir? Do you like it?
It's really good. I don't have the ones you had in hospital, but I wouldn't like raisins anyway, so.
Yeah, well, I know you don't like dried fruit, but
Ma, you didn't just buy it.
Amari doesn't want us to talk about this. So.
Blueberry is really good.
Amir likes it, recipe was good, and we'll try it on Amari later.
Oh.
And that is everything for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I will leave the recipe down in the description in case you do want to try it. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me, and I appreciate you all, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a great week.